Alright, let's try this again. Well, this should be going up shortly anyway. I was trying to get this started and I was just starting to speak and I realized, oh, I have to hit the go live button on YouTube first. Yeah. So hello everyone, and yes, we have Mike here again. As you could hear, he has returned for more damage.
Yeah.
In tonight's stream of 7 Days to Die.
Always have fun damaging stuff in this game.
I know, it's always so fun to cause chaos here. I have to share the link with Discord before I forget, so allow me to do so. Mike, do you want to tell us how you're doing today? What's going on with you? Anything exciting? Fun stories?
Pretty much things are pretty normal overall. Like, things have been getting busy at work again, which is kind of nice. It's always good whenever I get to, you know, have a nice, easygoing day. But at the same time, like, if you have a day that's a little bit longer, it still makes you feel like, hey, at least I accomplished something, you know? Fantron, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day.
Hello, Fantron.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. That let me know that someone was in the chat. I was still typing in the Discord. Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you.
It's been a fun week because I heard at work that a bunch of people has been going to our on-site clinic thinking that they all are sick and they all have allergies. You remember how we were talking about the last time we were playing you asked? Definitely a lot better. And I heard that one of my friends, she was complaining about being sick, and I was like, oh no, what's wrong? And she goes, nothing apparently. I go in and they say, you just have an upper respiratory, you know, infection most likely. And she goes, are you sure? Because I feel like I must have like strep throat or something like that.
That makes
like,
it sound worse than
it
this.
has to be something.
An upper respiratory infection? That sounds nasty. Hey, Value, what's going on? Welcome to you.
The most common thing at my work that people do get is those sinus infections, or hay fevers they call it. Another name for it. And yeah, it gives you like a fever, runny nose, coughs, sneezes, all that good stuff. And my coworker was asking me about it. She goes, yeah, I don't know if I usually get these very often. So for me, it was like a strange thing to find out that you can get a fever just from allergies. And I was like, no, you'd be surprised. It's like your body gets so confused by all the, you know, pollen and other stuff that people have common seasonal allergies to. And the next thing you know, it tries to give you a fever thinking that you have the flu.
Yeah, how nice of it.
Great. Just what I wanted.
Oh, just what I needed, yeah. All right, thank you guys for stopping by. We're gonna be starting this up in just a second here. I got everything organized nicely, and I guess I should say, I will admit firsthand that I am a bit tired today. I ended up not really getting much sleep, so we'll see how things go tonight. So don't blame me too much if I sound like I'm out of it as the night goes on. That probably is exactly the case.
Right.
Alright, I'm inviting Mike to the game. I had to put the screen on full screen. Let's do that. And oh, you know what? This reminds me, I do have to finish Orphan at some point. What was funny is I was kind of waiting for Shadowcat to finish catching up. I don't know if Shadowcat ever did, but I might just have the stream to end regardless at some point, because it's just like the finale. The song just reminded me of it though. Real quick, listen to it. Oh, you know what's funny about this? Okay, well, I'll show it first. There we go. So when I'm on the screen now, it's actually I put it on so it's really hard to see. It has the FPS in the top left corner, but it's so difficult to see right now with the layout. Like it's such a like dark gray color doesn't really stand out. Anyway, but also shows the name of me and Mike in the top left with OBS, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, someone asked about turning on a thing that kind of like showed the benchmark or the frame rate of the game. So I figured out how to do that with using Steam's overlay. And I didn't realize it was going to capture OBS, not OBS, what is this? Discord as well.
Discord, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it
I
doesn't
think
really
I
make a big
remember
difference.
Discord had a setting back in the day that was like saying that if you use Steam overlay, it like warned you that it might do that. So I guess that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I just hope the person that was wondering about that's able to read those numbers. I don't know. They're pretty small. So they may not be able to see that after
Right.
all that. Yeah, you'll definitely want to turn up your video to 4K to be able to make out each and every little pixel that you can possibly see there. Maybe then you'll see it.
Yeah, I would love to do that, but my luck, it would just cause my game to just go crazy since I'm already in the game. Well, not, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, your internet can't handle streaming the game and playing at the same time, essentially.
Pretty much.
All right, so we have another Horde night coming up in this night. Well, not this night, but in a couple of days in game. I guess this night in real life is what I probably meant to say. Oh, good, Mike joined. So let's see, I was working on a couple of things. I kind of filled in a little bit more of the ground here, except for this bike that's in the way. Someone left. I don't know if it's
Oh, yeah.
Beepus or Shadowcats. Did I do more painting? I might have done a little bit more painting here. But I can't really remember what we left off on last time. I got clay for some reason. I should probably put that away.
Oh yeah, I was trying to empty my...
Oh yeah, I remember I was digging more. That's probably why. I was trying to get some more of the nitrates. And we got a fair amount. Oh, and also, Mike, if you come downstairs later, you'll see I added even more boxes for storing things since we were kind of running low again on storage
Oh,
room.
boy.
Now there's a huge wall filled with boxes.
Good. It's always a nice touch.
Oh, and I think I was planting more stuff on the farm here. This is probably ready to be harvested. Oh no, it's still growing. Okay, probably take another couple of hours. Maybe sometime later on the stream. Should probably look at my missions. Did I have one that I had a trade in? I may have. I know I did some missions last time, but I don't know if I turned them in or not to the actual trader. Looks like I probably did. Oh, now that I'm
Perfect time for that.
able to remember. So I did have something I was going to tell Mike earlier, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'll save it for the stream, because why not? Better talk about this thing in case you guys in the chat are curious about this as well. So I heard something about the new Mario Brothers movie, which just came out. I don't know if it was like a few days ago or whatever. But they said
yeah.
that they apparently included the DK rap in the game, or in the movie.
Oh.
But there's a controversy over it because they apparently didn't actually credit the person who wrote the song. Like, the guy like went to see the movie himself, and then he said like he was watching the credits, and they didn't even actually like have him listed as, you know, being the guy who wrote the song. So he was kind of disappointed. And then I guess he like posted about it on Twitter, and people were like, "Oh, like what the hell, Nintendo? Why didn't you actually like give the guy credit so he could feel good about himself after watching the movie?" I don't know. I didn't look into it that much. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Right.
And it's interesting that they put the DK rap in the movie because it's not really like a Donkey Kong movie.
Right.
Oh, I have to take out some ammo. That's right. I put everything away for the most part. Here we go. Just a little bit of each. Have you heard anything about the movie so far, Mike? Have you had
Not
any interest in
really.
checking it out?
I heard that it came out earlier than we were expecting, because I thought it was supposed to come out the 7th, and then it came out the 5th, and I was like, oh, well, that's exciting. So I haven't seen it yet, but I have people, anytime I wear a Mario shirt to work, people ask me if I've seen it yet, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I think that my cousin wants to go see it.
Yeah.
With her kids, so I'm going to be going to see that eventually at some point. I've kind of heard a few mixed things about it. Some people are saying that it's, like, not incredibly interesting of a movie to watch, that it really is just kind of like a fast-paced kids movie that, you know, doesn't really do much if you're, like, looking for a, I don't know, like, a more story-based movie or something to that effect, I guess.
I mean, that doesn't sound horrible, but I mean, we'll see.
Am I speaking of the Seth Rogen movie? No, I'm talking about the Mario movie. Wait, is Seth Rogen in it too? I don't know. I don't know who's in it. I don't really pay attention to actors. So, I mean, he could be in it for all I know. Seth Rogen, who is that? I have to look. I like quickly read that, and like the first thing that popped in my mind was Joe Rogan, but I know it's not the same guy. Obviously. But no, I'm not into like the whole Hollywood culture and celebrities and all that. Other than like the older ones that I kind of knew when I was a kid, like it was Tom Cruise and who were the other like popular ones back in the day? Brad Pitt. What was I, Okay, I don't know, I have my shovel, it's just in there. And there's my, okay, yeah, it's, taking me a little bit to find things. What can I say?
Right.
You thought he voiced Donkey Kong? I mean, he could. I don't know who voices Donkey Kong. Does Fantron know? Fantron seems to be knowledgeable about this. Actually, I feel like it'd be more fun if it was Joe Rogan voicing Donkey Kong. That'd be kind of funny. Could you imagine that? That would make it almost worth seeing just for that alone. And it's more of a fun movie than a story-wise thing. Yeah, I can get that. I mean, but the kind of thing you'd like to see in a movie is where it has, both essentially. Because then you have something for kind of everyone. Like, if you're just a kid and just want to see, fast-paced action excitement, you get that. But then also there's a story in the background for people to pay attention to if they want that sort of thing. Okay, so it is Seth Rogen. Yeah, value. You shouldn't take my lack of knowledge on it as a sign that you're wrong. I just don't pay any attention to that sort of stuff whatsoever. Wait. Did I... Probably have my inventory. Yeah, here it is, my gyrocopter. It's probably going to be the theme that I'm not knowing where things are. What are you doing out here, Mike? Oh, you're upgrading things.
Upgrading.
Someone has a, Mike, before you upgrade this, go look around on the walls and see if there's any, like, regular wood that you can upgrade on those. Because that's going to be more useful if you do that instead.
Okay.
There I go, giving you commands. Yeah, I was gonna be like, oh, I'll fly around, see if there's anything to do with these quests, but yeah, I guess I'll do that. Why not? Sure. I'll do like the easier ones. That way, I'm not gonna get stuck out in the giant towers while there's a Horde Knight coming. Alright, so we got one in the south here. Let's go ahead and do that. Probably should have brought money in case we want to go to see Trader Wrecked. It's really short? How short is it? I have to admit, I like shorter things, so I'll probably enjoy that. What about you, Mike? Do you enjoy things that are lengthy, long movies, or do you like the shorter ones? Oh, there's apparently an item drop there.
I don't mind if they're on the shorter side, as long as, yeah, they're like entertaining enough that even in that short amount of time, you feel like you got your money's worth, you know?
Oh, an hour and a half. You know, that's actually pretty good. I like how you're super specific, an hour and 32 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually the perfect length for a kid's movie like that, no? Because you really don't want to go too much longer. The kids are going to get bored. And, you don't want to be sitting there for too long. Especially if, like you're saying, there's not too much in terms of story. Like, yeah, that sounds about right to me. Short film style? No, a short film was like 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Right.
90 minutes is a feature-length film. The thing is, films lately have just been getting so long that people are used to longer movies. Like, it used to be kind of a rarity for movies to be over 2 hours at one point. And then kind of as you went into, like, the 2000s, you started to have, like, the Lord of the Rings, and that started pushing movies up to 3 hours. And now that's become more normal. What did you say, a movie, Mike? I didn't hear what you said.
I was gonna say Lord of the Rings is like the one movie that I was thinking of that would be like up there in length.
Yeah, that was the big one.
You cheap son of a bitch.
And that was like a huge risk at the time because no one knew that it would do well with how long they made it. But since it was actually based on like a really well-respected story, and since they were actually pretty loyal to the plot of the books, and they made some changes, of course, but they kept in the spirit of it. It did really well. Silent films? No, I'm not talking about silent films. There are short films that get released. I used to know someone who did like short films like that, kind of like these indie short films, and yeah, they're just like 10, 15 minutes. It could be longer than that, but that's kind of the length I'm thinking of. Oh, I went past it. Whoa. Oh, what? Apparently it fell right to where I needed to be. Imagine that. Let's get some ammo. Should probably get my other guns out too in case it comes down to it. I don't know what exactly we're going into here. Wait, did I put my sledgehammer away? I may have left it at the base. Well, we have so many guns, may as well be using these anyway.
Right.
Oh wait, that's a sniper rifle. I want my, yeah, machine gun. There we go. Even though it's almost busted. Alright. Wait, how do I accept this? There we go. Oh, there's gonna be dogs down here, I'm guessing.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Alright. Oh, so this one we just have to find the supplies. It's actually not too bad. So I don't have to kill everything if I don't want to. Well, it's somewhere on this floor. Oh shit, where's it? There we go. Have you seen any silent films, by the way, Fantron? Or, who said that? Value your inputs? Yeah. Well, I guess Fantron can answer too if you want. But you didn't bring it up, so I don't know if you have.
The only thing close to a silent film I've seen was there was like the Little Rascals back in the day. I used to watch some of those, and they had one that was making fun of it, kind of. And I remember the first time that I watched it, I was like, what the hell is this? Because, like, I had barely known what, like, silent films were at that point. And so I was like, oh, okay, it's a silent film. Okay, that makes more sense. But, yeah, I just, like... I remember I did go back and, like, I remember the movie Singing in the Rain had, like, you know, certain segments that, you know, talked about silent movies and stuff. And I remember watching that and thinking, oh, okay, so that's how they worked, you know, that's kind of neat. And then we talked about how they segued into actual, you know, talking pictures and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, you know, okay.
Yeah, that is pretty neat. Oh, Nosferatu? I haven't really seen any of them. I was gonna say, the only thing I could really think of is I probably have seen some clips of like Charlie Chaplin stuff back in the day. But I don't really remember anything in particular. It's funny, because I think at one point I did take one of these like film classes where they showed old stuff like that. Like they kind of went through the history. And I don't really remember too much about it at this point. But I'm sure we saw something like that.
Film class. I need to ask him if he remembers if they showed anything like that either. Oh, you made a drawbridge. Good job.
Oh yeah, you know, I didn't really show off the stuff that I've been working on, but yeah, I had the thing for that for a while, and I finally went ahead and made that.
Now, in case anybody remembers, the drawbridge is one of those things where if it breaks after making it, it's one of those things that it's just easier if you just put back in with the, what do you call it?
The console commands or whatever?
Yeah, console commands, because it's so hard to tell where it's supposed to go, so like...
I think they actually made it a little bit easier. At least it felt easier to me when I did it. Because I was able to do it the first time without any problem.
My senses have picked up something.
Let's take a look over here. Yeah, we'll show up when I get back. It's made out of a number of different parts, actually. Okay, show up quickly, I guess, huh? Yeah, iron, wood, springs, mechanical parts, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
I want to hit this drone. You're in the damn way. Okay, I finally hit the damn thing. And there's nothing there. Alright, time to get out of here. We've angered the locals. They like their peace and quiet here. I wonder if there's anywhere else I could stop on my way around here. So the place to return the mission is near here, but we can't go there because it's not open at night. Got a mission in that town. Should we go over there real quick? Stop on by. clear out all these missions we have to do at some point. Alright, I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, or if it's just my hearing, but does anyone else think it's, like, with a lot of these newer movies, it's hard to hear a lot of things they say? Because, like, the rest of the music's too damn loud?
Oh, yeah. I know. I was like, where's he going with this? I was like, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I've noticed that with a few, like, TV shows now, too.
TV shows, too, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, I love the music and all, and I appreciate you guys putting music in, but you have got to learn how to balance it, because you guys are doing such a terrible job that you can't hear anything that's going on.
Yeah, that's right. Someone, I feel like I saw some kind of, like, clip that someone made of, like, I don't know what show it was in particular, but, like, it was this movie, and in it, like, basically you couldn't hear a single thing, like, someone was saying. Because, like, there's explosions going on and, like, all these other sound effects and, like, I don't know, there's, like, guns being shot off. It's just like, well, like, yeah, like, what the hell do you think this guy is saying in this scene? And you just, like, really could not have any idea what the guy was supposed to be saying. I have no idea what the movie was, because it was just in, like, someone's video they made.
I still will never forget when the series Firefly was on. One of my friends commented about how his favorite thing about it was explosions in space didn't make noise unless they were inside of the ship or whatever. While other things like, you know, explosions would make noise even in space, and they were like, it's not realistic. Heck, the space is vacuum and blah blah. I'm like, okay, science nerd, it doesn't matter. It's a show. And then I thought, okay, no, actually, I can see what you mean. Like, it is kind of neat to have that, you know, little effect just for fun.
Yeah, that's like something they always like kind of like reference. Like that's a big debate with science fiction people. Like if they should have the sound in space or not, because it's more exciting if you have the sound, but then it's not realistic. And I always hear people mentioning that as like a thing, the kind of debate between.
Well, like one of my old friends who introduced me to like the Firefly series, he was telling me the reason why he liked how they did that is not only because, you know, he wanted it to be realistic, but also because they did it well enough that, yes, it came off as realistic, but they still tried to make the explosion look as cool as possible, you know, to appeal to the people who love that just pyro technology that they always put in, you know. And I was like, exactly, that's how they're supposed to do it. Because if the explosion looks boring, then yeah, no one's going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I've never been someone that really cares too much about that debate either way. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I think I've seen things that have both explosions and explosions with sounds and ones with no sound. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it is kind of more exciting when you have an explosion, I guess. So I can see the sense in that.
Right.
And honestly, none of us are going to space anyway, so it's not like we're ever going to be like, oh, well, I went to space and I know for a fact. It doesn't work that way.
Did I ever make a joke about how I remember my bank offered like their reward system at one point? They said, you get like something like 1 million points you could go to space. And I was like, yeah, it was like something ridiculous like that, like some amount of points that you would never get. And it says if you save up this amount of points, you can take a trip to like to the moon or something like that. I was like, bullshit! Like you're gonna train some person to go to space after they spend so many points. Like that ain't gonna happen. Like you guys are out of your damn mind. But,
Yeah, like imagine
still
someone did
remember-
that and then ends up being someone who's like fat or like morbidly obese. And it's like, yeah,
Right.
they literally can't go to space because they're not like physically fit enough. Like they won't, no one will actually take them in that condition.
Exactly. And it's like, on one hand, I was like, ah, that's such a, mean thing to put. But at the same time, I was like, see the appeal because there's somebody out there that'd be like, oh, I could go to space. Oh, hell yeah, I'm going to save up those amount of points. And then, like, they
Well, I
never
think-
get to that point.
The thing is, I think most of the times the way it works is, so if you have a credit card and you have like a point system, usually what you get is like 1% per like dollar spent. So that would be like essentially $100 million you'd have to spend on your credit card to like get enough points to do that. Which,
Right.
like, if you had $100 million, you probably could just pay someone to take you to space. If like you do like whatever that is, it like Tesla or whatever Elon Musk's thing
Right.
is. 'Cause I think they like do take passengers on some of those things.
You want to be the first person to step foot on Mars? No, I would rather, live my life.
Well, the funny thing they have said is that if like anyone was to go to Mars for like a trip like that, it would be like a one-way trip essentially. Like, if you're going, you pretty much have to like stay there forever because they don't have a way to bring you back.
Right.
So either you like
Exactly.
colonize Mars successfully, or you're just gonna like starve or suffocate to death or whatever ends up being the cause.
I remember when I think it was Big Bang Theory that made a joke about that, and it was like Sheldon saying he was gonna go to that, like he put in to be an applicant for going to whatever planet it was, and Amy goes like, how could you do this without telling me? He's like, well, it's not even like a guaranteed thing. Like, and besides, like, my intelligence would be useful there. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, first off, no. Secondly, like, they would probably try to use you as some kind of labor force to help build everything. Just a thought process I have about the whole situation.
So how much you guys want to bet that the zombies are gonna spawn once we drop down in here?
It's not a bet I'm gonna make because I know if I do, I'm gonna pass it myself.
There we go. This automatic shotgun is pretty damn awesome. I love this.
Oh yeah.
Good, because now we can finally use up all these shotgun shells. How are you guys doing? The last thing Value said was, I want to say that Star Wars has a good balance.
Yeah.
Oh, like the sound, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, balance for sound.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the like newer Star Wars, so I don't know if like the newer ones are different, but the old ones, yeah, they sound fine.
Every time I think of the auto shotgun, though, I think of back before he got into his legal trouble, that Russian FPS guy who had
Oh, yeah.
that, Navy SEAL shotgun, and he was just like wearing sunglasses, firing with one arm, like, and I was just like, yeah, you look super badass as hell, but I mean,
Yeah, that was a
I don't know what
fun
the point
channel.
of this. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I don't really know the
Licenses
specifics, but
have
apparently
picked
got
up
into like a lot of
something.
trouble at some point with doing something. I don't know exactly what it was.
I know a little bit of the specifics. If you, if it's
Yeah,
all
sure.
right, if I
Share the story.
mention-
I don't care.
So basically, long story short, from what I heard, one of his buddies got into legal trouble because they had a bunch of drugs on them,
Oh wow.
and the guy decided in his infinite wisdom, not Russian FPS, but his buddy claimed, "Oh yeah, my friend helped me with it," and so he couldn't, like he probably could have like defended himself better, but from what I overheard, he didn't defend himself well enough that they came and they found all his weapons, and they're like, "Wait a minute, all of these weapons could make you a drug cartel, so obviously we need to confiscate all of these weapons." And he couldn't fight it, realistically, because he was like, "Well, what can I say exactly? Because I could say that, yeah, they're all mine," but he had a literal army, amount of weapons.
Like, didn't he have an actual tank at one point?
Yeah, he had an actual tank at 1.2 and all that. And I heard that what ended up happening is he lost every single one of his weapons that he had. And he got marked as a, I don't know if it was a felon, basically, like a felony type thing. And when that happened, he couldn't buy more weapons.
Yeah.
And so he basically said...
So they actually,
to his
he
community,
actually went to jail?
I don't know. Like, that part I'm not 100% on, because, like,
he is a
the
convicted
story
felon.
that I read,
You have to serve some jail time for that. I don't know exactly
Yeah.
what the charges were.
but, like, they said that he must have gotten marked as, because, like, he said that afterwards he didn't have the opportunity to buy more guns, because, like, he could have just, started slowly but surely replacing his guns and then have his channel come back. But I heard from some of the other gun channels that in the end he just got something on his record that basically made it sound like, nope, you can no longer own a gun ever again.
Yeah, if they charge him with a felony and they convicted him, they don't let you buy guns again. That's one of the things that's like controversial. They like to talk about like whether that should actually be allowed or not.
Right. And I mean, like, on one hand, when I heard that story, I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. Just because, one of his buddies. But at the same time, I was like, well,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
there's probably like a chance he knew something about it, because I find that hard to believe he'd have no idea, like, what his friend was doing.
Exactly. Like, I always want to give people, like, the benefit of the doubt. From, like, the way they told the story, though, I was just like, no, I find it very hard to believe that he didn't know that his friend was doing that. And you would have thought, that he would have protected himself ahead of time in case that ever went down. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I never accepted the party invite. Yeah, what to do.
Well, there we go. It's only 30 minutes later.
Oh,
and by the
way,
way, I remembered I was going to say something too. So you know how I said I left my sledgehammer back at the base or whatever?
Yeah.
No, it's just on my number 1 hotkey. The whole time.
Yeah, I kind of peeked over and I thought I saw it, but I was like, wait,
you didn't even
what?
remind me,
Hold on.
Mike. Damn it.
Well, no, like that I saw you swinging it. So I knew you knew
okay.
it was there by that point, but I was like, wait,
eventually.
hold on, what?
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Well, I told you guys I was going to be tired tonight, probably miss a few things like that. And here we go. Now, I wonder if I could find that drop that was made. So something was glowing over here. Kind of in this area, I want to say.
Speaking of airdrops, apparently in Escape from Tarkov now, they have flares in the game, and you can actually call in an airdrop using them. And apparently what people do is they'll call it in an area like that's far away from where they need to go, and then run that opposite direction from it and pray that everyone will go to it and just leave them alone while they go and take care of whatever it is they need to take care of in the game. And I was like, damn, that's clever. Using the game's mechanics against them. I was like, hey, if you got it, you got it.
You know, I wonder if they ever will make another one of those Star Wars movies again now. I heard that there were a lot of bad things about the last one in particular. I think all the newer ones were kind of on the not as good as the older ones side of things, but I think the last one everyone or just about everyone seemed to complain about.
I mean, I'm a firm believer in that, unless it's done really well, a lot of times, a sequel just will not be as good as, say, the original. But
Yeah,
even
I
then,
agree.
I feel like, people need to at least give it a chance, We were talking about how
It's called the gyrocopter
Chrono
value.
Trigger had the the
Oh yeah, we
Chrono
talked
Trigger
about that
had
before.
the sequel of Chrono Cross, and I talked a little bit of crap about it, but not truly bad.
Oh,
But
it's fine. I don't
I
mind if
was
you talk crap
saying,
about it.
well, yeah, but I was basically saying something along the lines of I feel like the game was bad because it just didn't mention anything from the previous game, and then you said you made the point. You're like, well, honestly, it kind of did, but it was saying how the previous characters had died, and I was like, oh, okay,
It was something like that. It's been a long time.
yeah.
Did they have what's her name in it? The inventor girl? She might have been there as an old woman. I don't remember.
Luca? Yeah, I think her name was Luca. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Luca. Vantron's hearing rumors about a new trilogy. Ah, yes, yet another new hope for the franchise. Will it get back on track? I don't know. But yeah, I think the thing with the most recent trilogy they made was they were kind of controversial, where some people really loved them and some people really hated them. And then by the time they got to the last movie, it seemed like pretty much everyone had agreed that they just didn't know what they were doing with it and kind of phoned it in by bringing back old plot points and they brought back the Emperor again because they didn't know what to do with a villain anymore, and so they just pretty much reused him instead of coming up with something new.
Right.
I think even the people who were kind of fans of the newer ones at that point were kind of checked out on it. There's gonna be a Harry Potter TV show? Really? About actual Harry Potter or about the just the world of Harry Potter in general, where it's set in the universe, kind of like how the that game is. It's not really about Harry Potter himself. Because I mean, they told the Harry Potter story in the movies, and they happened fairly recently, so it's kind of funny if they're remaking them already. I wonder why they'd want to remake them already when they did pretty well on their own.
Okay, speaking of just random movies turned into TV shows, you remember when Tim Allen did the Santa Claus movies?
I remember the first one. That's the only one I saw.
Yeah, so they had a second and a third one. And now apparently they have made a TV series. And I haven't watched any of it, but I heard from my mom, she said that from what she read about it, it's not doing well. And I'm not surprised in the slightest. I was
I don't know
like-
how you make a series out of that. That's weird.
Yeah, like apparently, so those who are not in the know, the series is supposed to be about how he wants to retire finally, and so he has to go around, like basically interviewing and seeking out the next Santa Claus. And I was just like, yeah, see, just that concept alone sounds boring as hell to me. I'm just like, I don't get it.
What, you don't want to see a bunch of people being interviewed to be Santa Claus, Mike? What's wrong with you? It sounds like exciting movies.
I'm sure it's supposed to have a little bit of comedy element to it, but I feel like they're not going to do it right, and so I just don't even bother, watching it based off of that.
So this is not even out yet? Like it's just in planning or whatever?
It's out on, what is that called? Disney Plus.
Oh, okay, Disney Plus. Oh, I'm surprised. Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, from like the reviews I've heard, like it's not very good. I don't know if anyone here has actually watched it yet or not. I highly doubt it. But apparently it's not doing well at all.
Yeah, I mean, also, if this just came out, it's not like a good time for Christmas movies or like TV shows, I guess. It's not like anyone's in the mood to see that now.
Right. I don't remember exactly when it came out, but I just thought it was so funny when I heard that it did
Oh, so maybe it
come
did come
out.
out earlier.
Yeah, it came out earlier, but I mean, it's just like one of those things where when I first heard about it, I was just like, I just don't see it. I don't feel it. I just think
See, I don't see how it's
going
going to work out for them.
Yeah.
And Value said that, so with this Harry Potter TV show, or streaming show, whatever you want to call whatever it is these days, it's going to be, each season will take place at Hogwarts. So I guess that is over the Harry Potter universe, you mean then? Like,
Okay.
each year of Harry Potter school? I mean, that sounds kind of lame, I'm going to be honest. Because they should do something new. Like, there's a lot of potential with the universe. So they should have done something with, like, one of the other characters, or just do, like, all new characters or something to that effect. Like, we already saw the Harry Potter movies. Come on. I know they kind of left certain things out that people wanted to see. I don't remember what, like, that kind of thing was at the time. But I know people were like, oh, yeah, they didn't have this, they didn't have that. It's like, yeah, well, like, there's 7 books, which were, like, sometimes over, like, 500 pages long. And they had to fit them into, like, a 2.5-hour movie or whatever it was. And, yeah, of course they had to leave some stuff out, but, like, not everything in the books was important. I know people get upset by that, but, I mean, you can't have everything. Of course, there's always going to be people that have stuff that they want left out.
It's like that song. It's like, you can't always get
Yeah, the Rolling
what
Stones.
you want.
They use that song all the time in House.
Yep.
And he'd be like walking with his limpy leg and, you know, playing with his painkillers and that song playing in the background.
I don't know why, but every now and then that, like, scenes from that show will pop up in my head.
Yeah.
Like,
It was a memorable show.
yeah. I mean, I didn't watch too far into it because there was, like, one season where, like, they started changing all the people in it. And I just stopped watching at that point because
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
one of those where I'm just like, like, why do you have to do this? That ruins it, blah, 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 blah.
Well, something that you might find interesting, Mike, since if you did stop watching it and want to check it out again. So there is a season like that where, like, they switch up the cast and, like, the main people from, like, the first 3 seasons leave. But they actually all come back in later seasons for, like different lengths of time. And, like, there's more of this story that you end up seeing later on in the show.
Oh, okay.
Like, they're kind of, like, not really... Most of them aren't main characters. I think, like, one of them actually does come back as a main character for, like, a season or 2. I think another one does come back as a main character for another season. Like, Chase and Foreman, they both come back at different points of time. Actually, I think in the last season, that guy Foreman, he ends up being, like, the director of the hospital because, like, the other person retires.
Yes, I do remember that. Okay. Because, like, I remember little bits and pieces of, like, them coming back. But what I meant was, like, when they first left, I was just like, oh, come on. Like, really? You're going to make them leave like that? Like, geez.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was like a big change at the time too. And then like I forget like what happened story wise. Like there's always so much like dramatic stuff that happened in that show. Like House got shot or whatever, and then he's like, you know, on leave from like a year or whatever it was supposed to be, and he comes back and everyone's gone.
I just feel like my favorite one is when he gets the motorcycle too. I was just like, oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Like the guy's asking him like, oh, which leg is you know, paralyzed, and he's like, it's, you know, whatever, my left leg. He's like, oh, that's good because you could ride as long as you can use your right leg.
So apparently I can make pure mineral water in the game now as long as I have goldenrod flowers and the roses and coal. I was like, that's awesome. I did not know I could do that now.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got the recipes for most of these things too.
The
Like,
name's
we could probably
Jen,
make pretty
but
much
you
anything we
can call
want at
me
this point
Dr.
between the
Jen.
two of us.
Right.
No, I don't have anything new. Oh, wait. I spoke too soon. Not the most amazing thing, but once we buy all these and learn them, we can get a bonus skill, which will probably be useful. Maybe
Thanks
this
for
will
the
be the
business.
one. Let's see.
Stay safe out there.
Oh, it was. Okay, what do we get? Let's see. Wasteland treasures. No, that's... Okay, so I can harvest military fibers now. But that's not really that amazing, because we already have the military armor anyway. Well, at least we have it. Something cool to have. Yeah, we only need a few more of these books. We have everything read. Nothing's perfect. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the thing. You could remake things a million times, right? And there's always going to be something that's going to make someone unhappy. It's always something that someone's going to find they could have done better. It's going to be different things for different people.
Like, the movies that I know didn't do well, but I actually kind of just enjoyed just for the sake of them, was like the Resident Evil movies. Like the first and
yeah.
second one, I was like, okay, like this isn't like horrible. But I remember like the second one came out and everyone was like bitching about it. They're like, my God, this doesn't make any sense. Like, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, for the love of God, just watch it for what it is. Don't care about if it matches with anything else.
Yeah, I think with those movies, I just saw the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt like I watched it with my cousins,
Mhm.
and we were all like kind of bored with it by the time it was over, to be honest. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I
this,
mean, I understand that.
because they had all played the Resident Evil games, and especially the first one everyone had played, and we're like, yeah, this has absolutely nothing to do with it, and like,
Let us speak.
I don't see the point of what the hell they're trying to do here, to be honest. Because like the stuff that
Right.
they did add in didn't seem to make any damn sense.
Like, I get that, but I mean, I just kind of watched it for what it was, and I will say that the second one, there was scenes in it where I was just like, okay, this is stupid, but it was still fun to kind of just watch. And like the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, I will watch this for the sake of making fun of it a little bit, and that's why I kind of liked it a little bit too, honestly. And I think a lot of people did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, that helps. I'm trying to think of movies like that that I may have seen. Movies that like I went into and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how this is gonna be, but I can just laugh at it if it's terrible.
I think the Mortal Kombat movie was like something like that.
I mean, that's a lot of video game movies ended up being that way, especially
Yeah.
back
I
then.
think I ended up watching at least half of it. I never actually watched the whole thing, but I do remember just like seeing little tidbits of it afterwards, and I was just like, yeah, this is a shit movie.
And the Street Fighter thing was kind of the same thing too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Where everyone's kind of thinking like, wait, is this supposed to be a joke? I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I think I mentioned this before, but I remember someone just like
Another
on their
stranger
own
in
decide to
need?
film a Zelda movie,
I've got what you're looking for.
I remember
and
that.
like they actually released it, and everyone was like, "What the hell is this thing?" Like it was connected to basically Ocarina of Time, but it was filmed so oddly, and it like didn't really make any sense. Like it makes sense in the fact that you like have to keep in mind it's just like something that basically a bunch of fans made on their own, so it's not really like a well done production, but it's just so like cheesy and like it's got that 2000s like bad CGI feel to it, because they like do a lot of CGI for certain things, and it just looks so bad every single time.
I forget who I was talking
nothing
to
this
about
time?
it, but I was like telling somebody I wish they would make a Assassin's Creed movie just to see how that turned out. And the person I talked to said, "Oh, I can see what you mean. Yeah, that would be interesting just to see how it turns out, you know?" And I was like, "Yeah, exactly."
Okay, so it probably wasn't me then, because I wouldn't have cared. I never played those games.
Right.
Was it from around 2009? It could have been. All I remember is it's a long time ago from now. So 2009 could have been about right. Punch this thing. Punch it. So
Punch
dramatic.
it real good. I just remember when I watched the video that made fun of the Mortal Kombat movie, it just kept having like the Kombat thing play in the background over and over again. And I got so sick of it after a while. I was like, shut the fuck up.
What was this? I don't even know.
It was like some video that
Master,
somebody was
we are
making
not
fun of the Mortal Kombat movie, basically. Just about how he was talking about how much they screwed up, you know, old video game,
Yeah, they did.
you know, movies, basically. And I was like, yeah, they did. But I mean, I have to admit, from what I've heard about some of the ones that are coming out now, they're a lot better. It's just like people still have complaints. It's just they're still better than they used to be. Because, like, apparently the video was talking about how one of the developers who was trying to, you know, come up with this idea, he basically was just saying, I just wanted to do this just to make as much money as I possibly can. And that was it. That was like the only reason why he made those movies. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. Like, that makes total sense to me.
Take that bag, man.
Yeah, I could make you a movie for a small fee.
Oh, man.
Good old money bags back in the day.
My
It was always
sensors have
funny to
picked up
tell him
something.
no, and then he'd be like, yeah, that's fine. You can figure out a way to do it yourself. It's, okay, smart ass.
I think it was cool at least at the end of the game, like you chase him around and you get all your money back.
Yeah.
At least that happened in one of the games.
That was the second game, yeah. And I thought it was really funny because, basically, what was her name? She says to you, Moneybags felt bad for all the money he's taken from you, so he's gonna give it back. He's like, I never said such a thing. And then like Hunter, the tiger guy, like runs over and like kicks his ass so you can get it back.
Yeah. Well, at least that hunter is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although that one race, he was an asshole. Like whenever you lost the race against him, I remember because you kept on failing that one race, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, you're pretty slow or whatever," or something stupid like that.
Or he's like, "Hey, I thought dragons were supposed to be good at flying." That was the other one I kept losing. I was like, "Shut up!"
Yeah. It's like they just had a program to say it each and every time.
Yep.
It's like, I
So
just
I
want
will
to
say my
restart the
favorite
race.
thing was in the desert level where you could get him hit by coconuts over and over again on purpose, and he would keep saying like, "Oh," and then you'd be like, that's okay though. You can always try again. And I was like, I'm just gonna do it again just to take out my
Incoming
frustrations
enemies.
against
Prepare
you.
for conflict.
I think it was the third game though that he took up skateboarding. He's like, I got the highest score on this thing. And then if you can't get it, he's like, I'm better than a dragon. And it's like, oh, shut up. You're not better than a dragon.
Such an asshole.
Yep. It's not like Spyro could turn you to ash if you really wanted to.
Yeah, then there was some mini game with like a hoverboard, I think, at 1.2.
Yeah.
There are a lot of weird mini games in those games. They're pretty fun though.
I told you why there was never another one after the third one, right?
Probably, but I've forgotten by now.
So apparently, the company who made the original, game, they went bankrupt, and so they actually posted in their last game. They said, "We want to thank all of our fans who have helped us get this far, and basically we just want to say, yeah, that this will be our last game." And when they did that, people actually went online and they're like, hey, is this serious? Like, are you like seriously never making another game? And they said, yeah, unfortunately, you know, as well as our games did over, you know, the years and all that, the third game didn't make us enough money to make another one, so we sold the, you know, rights to Spyro. And apparently, kind of like how I talked about with, you know, Legend of Gaia, the developer of that game, he said that when they made the second one of those games, he complained and actually got removed off the project because he was saying how he didn't think that they should have followed the rules that Sony put in place. And so basically what happened with Spyro is
Incoming enemies.
the company
Prepare
was
for
like, okay,
conflict.
we're not making enough money, so we're going to have to, you know, liquidate our assets. So we're going to sell, you know, the rights to this and give it to the highest buyer, you know, all that, yada, yada, yada. And then after that, they said, you know, give them a try. I'm sure they're going to do well with our, you know, product and all that. And then one of the first games they made sold very terribly. And then the second one did decent. And then they came out with Skylanders. And that was the one that the company themselves came out and said, good Lord, are you kidding me? You kidified the hell out of our character. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so that's why the whole Skylander thing happened, huh? Because they sold it, and this other company decided to make it.
And I heard that people were disappointed with how Skylanders turned out, and that's why it kind of just died off, is what I heard. Because like some kids were like, "Oh, this is fun" at first, and then after a while, they were just like, "I'm kind of over it."
Okay, I'm bored now.
And I remember I watched somebody play the game just to see if it was worthwhile at all. And I watched like 10 minutes of the video that played it. And I was just like, yeah, I would never, ever play this game. Like, it's just that boring. Like, one of the things that I couldn't believe is, and this is what the guy couldn't believe who was playing it as well. He goes, wait a minute, why can't I jump? And he's like tapping every button. He's like, yeah, there's no jump button. And his buddy who was playing with him, his buddy who was playing along with him, goes, wait a minute, what? So everything in this game is going to be played by like moving a joystick in a certain direction? Yeah, that sucks. And I was like, yeah. To me, that definitely sounds like it sucks. Like, as Spyro, all you could do was charge and charge as you could in the game by holding like the square button. And the other option was to shoot fire. That was it. That was the two moves that Spyro could do. And I was just like, wow, okay, so they literally just took the character and just had him do what every other character does, except for being able to glide like he used to be able to do. I was like, that's depressing.
And Skylanders was the toy that inspired Amiibos, according to Fantron. Interesting. See, I didn't really know what the hell the Skylanders thing was all about. I remember hearing about it, and then I did hear at one point that it was supposed to be somewhat related to Spyro, but I didn't know how. And I just never got invested in it. I gotta be honest, for me, and a lot of you are gonna be like, wow, this is really silly of you. But for me, a lot of the times, like, the death knell of a series is when they start doing, like, spin-off games on mobile devices.
Right.
And I'm talking about, like, the Game Boy, at least at that time. And, like, that's kind of what happened with Spyro. I think they started releasing games for the Game Boy instead. And I would always skip them. And then I kind of, like, lost interest in the series. So I wasn't really paying attention.
My sister bought me I think it was the DS that it came out. She's like, hey, check this out. There's a Spyro game on the DS. And I remember looking at it, and I didn't have the heart to tell her that it was a terrible game. And I felt so bad. And like, she found out, she like actually asked me later, and she goes, hey, have you played that game? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, do you like it? And I was like, will you hate me if I say no? And she goes,
oh, my.
No. And I was like, honestly, I hate to say it, but it's a terrible game. And she goes, no, I kind of figured that's what was going to happen, because she said that afterwards, after she gave it to me and all that, she read the reviews. And apparently the version that was better was the version that came out, I think it was on the Wii U. And she felt so bad because she bought me the one on the 3DS instead. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should have gotten you the one on the Wii instead, like the Wii U. And I was like, no, it's okay. I read the reviews of both.
Trader Joe.
And while the Wii U did do better, it still wasn't considered that great of a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's always weird when they have a game that kind of comes on two systems like that. Like, one is a mobile device and one is an actual console, because you always know that it's not going to be as good as it would be if it was just focused on one device.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, there's always a trade-off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least she wasn't too upset about that.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, I'm kind of glad that they never released another one after that, because according to what I heard, they were going to release another Spyro game, after Skylanders failed, and they just never actually did it. And I was like, good, because honestly, you probably can't screw it up more than you already did.
Wow. So mean.
But honest.
Well, they did have the remake they did at one point, and I played that.
Oh yeah, the remake did pretty well. Like, I will actually admit that the remake was pretty fun. And like, my parents enjoyed playing it too, like, and my nephew did actually as well. The thing that I thought was kind of funny though in the remake is they made it where it was actually possible to unlock the special fireball move that you got at the end of the game in Spyro 2. However, once you did, every time you played Spyro 2 after that, it would automatically have it unlocked unless you completely erased your profile from the main screen. And I was like, oh, that's stupid. Like, who in the world came up with that idea? Because it actually made certain challenges harder in the game just based off of that alone, to give you an idea.
That's one way to almost kill franchises, Fantron.
Yep.
Which part of it, though? I mean, there was like probably a couple of things they did wrong. I'm surprised they didn't have anything else come of that remake they did. Like, they didn't release anything since then, have they?
No, I
Now
heard
it's been
that.
like 3 years.
Yeah, after that remake came out, somebody did ask them if they were going to make a whole new game, and they said no. And I was like, that's not too surprising either.
Yeah, I guess for a while there, they kept on remaking a lot of those old games. Like, they did the Crash Bandicoot one too, didn't they?
Yeah. I heard that one, though, was actually harder than the original, which is kind of ironic considering how hard the original was.
Well, there's always Shamway up the road.
Because, like, one of the issues in the original was to get 100% in the game, you had to go through the entire level without dying and smash every box that you found. And the problem with that is some of the levels were so difficult that people would have to try countless times to be able to do this. And so when they remade it, they were hoping that they would take that out. They didn't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
like,
right now,
oh.
I never did the 100% of any of those games, and on top of
Right.
that, I'm not even sure I beat any of them. Like any of those Crash Bandicoot games, I had them, but I wasn't really too big of a fan of them. And I think the reason why is because I got the PlayStation after I already had the N64, so I was kind of
Right.
like, oh, you know, this isn't Mario 64. Like, I don't like this game. Like, if I'm gonna do a platformer, I like Mario 64. Like, that's the future. It's these 3D platformers, not this weird game on rails, essentially, because you're just running straight ahead all the time.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I
as a
mean-
kid, I was in the mood to play it.
My favorite thing about that one is I did actually beat the first one. And I remember my favorite thing about that was, like, I felt so accomplished actually doing it, and then I realized afterwards it said, oh, you need to actually collect all the gemstones to get the actual ending. So I just hacked the game so I could actually see that. You know,
Oh
where you
yeah,
could, like,
you know,
use a
back in
password.
the day, thank God for you know, the Game Genie and all that stuff. The Game Shark or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I just looked it up online afterwards. It says if you type in this password, you could have everything unlocked, including the extra ending. And I remember I actually did it just so I could watch the extra ending. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it is? Okay, so it's not much different than the actual ending. So, yeah, well.
Yeah, you know what sucked back then? So you had like these secret endings that were
Meds,
impossible to
drugs.
get, and you didn't have YouTube to just look them up,
I've got it
so you
all.
didn't have to bother.
Right.
Be like, oh, let's see what it actually is. Oh, yeah, that's not worth it. I'm not gonna waste 10 hours of my life just to get this.
Yeah, that's true, Fantron. The remake is what kept the Spyro franchise from dying.
Oh, look, if I get this like extra ending, I could see like a little bit of like a fucking Crash Bandicoot's whatever, the girlfriend in a bikini or whatever the fuck it is.
Right.
Like, wasn't there something
still
silly
say-
like that?
My favorite one was the Samus one, actually, that did that, where you could actually see Samus in a bikini. And it's like the original. I think it was like the very first Samus game that was on the
Like
NES
Metroid, you mean,
that had
right?
that. Yeah, Metroid, yeah. And if you beat it fast enough, you can actually see her without her suit and in a bikini.
Beat it so quickly, she didn't have a chance to put her outfit on.
And the interesting thing
Don't
is,
let
there
a
was
zombie
actually a
dog bite you in
code
the
that you
ass
could
on the way out.
unlock that had her play the game in the bikini, which was kind of funny. And I don't know if you've heard of it, but the game that came out recently, it was like Axiom Verge or something like that, has that
I don't know what that
exact
is.
same. It's like a how do you explain it? It's an alternate dimension kind of game where like you can like walk through walls and stuff like that. And
Alright.
they actually have that code that allows you to put on a special outfit, and they use the same code that was in Metroid to get her to play through as with just a bikini. And this guy tested it to see what happens, and the main character is a guy in that game instead of a
Master, you're
girl.
not alone.
And he only has on like it, but with no shirt underneath and a swimsuit. That's what he wears.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I still think that's weird.
That's the difference between games back in the 90s and games now.
Yeah. I
There
mean,
you
I still
go.
remember when what is that game called that has Shulk in it?
Shulk.
Yeah, Shulk.
I don't want to talk to you. Get out of here, drone. Oh, it's probably nothing in anyway.
I was hoping that when I mentioned it, someone would say it, but
Yeah, you have to give it a minute because there's usually delay. Fantron's pretty knowledgeable about games.
uh,
So we'll see if he's...
Xenoblade Chronicles. Yeah, it's Xenoblade. That's right.
Did he say that in the
There's
chat?
an option. No, I just remembered it
Oh, okay.
randomly.
I was wondering
So
if my
in
chat was frozen.
Xenoblade, there's this outfit that you can get Shulk, and it's it's just him in a swimsuit, and he has the Binato, which is his weapon, on his back. Yep. Ha. And the coolest thing about it is that in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and also I think it was Melee that he first appeared in. I don't remember which one it was exactly that he first appeared in before the newest one that came out. They said that one of the arguments that popped up was that they were going to make you be able to play a Zero Suit Samus with her in the bikini. But then they were so worried that the community was going to flip out, so they put Shulk in the swimsuit just to, balance it out.
Ah, interesting.
I was just like, yeah, that's stupid. Great job, people. Like, trying to, stop a massive, freak out. And how do you do it? With something that doesn't even fix the problem.
Okay. I was going to go in a different direction at first.
Right.
I thought this was going to be one of those characters in these games now. They're like cross-dressers or whatever. Like, those anime things.
Right.
Because I've heard of some of those examples. I guess kind of like what was it, Chihiro in Danganronpa?
Oh yeah, how they gave her like the very scantily.
No, he wasn't
I've got
dressed
a bad
scantily. He just
feeling
was
about
wearing
it.
female clothes. No, Chihiro
No,
was
I
the
thought-
one that.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I forgot.
There's
I got
one's a similar
confused
name.
with the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking of the other one where they had her in the bikini.
That might have been Chiaki. Yeah, I think
Chiaki, yeah.
that's in the second game.
Yeah.
And the logic was Chiaki was supposed to be like a computer program made by Chihiro. I think.
Yeah, it was. And like Chihiro installed it along with the virus that got installed in the second game. Spoilers to people.
Oh, no,
I
spoilers.
should have said that.
Nah,
Oh,
don't worry about it.
whatever.
It's fine. No one's gonna
But yeah,
hear.
and my favorite thing is that with that, it was like, oh, so that's how you're gonna solve the problem. Okay, that makes more sense. Like, yeah, just have a backup just in case. Love it. Anyway, I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, see you later, Mike. Yeah, I was like, what is it supposed to be like the Matrix movie when they were doing that in the game? I like how Mike was worried about spoiling the game. I think the game itself is like over 10 years old at this point. Of course, I played it more recently than that. But then again, it's not all that more recently. Is another one? Yeah. So many hidden backpacks. This place. Yeah, I was like indecisive what to do. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go around doing some of these quests that we've taken because I kept on collecting quests but never completing them. So that's what I'm doing now. Now I bet Mike went to go get a drink, and I need to get one too eventually. I'll probably do that after he. Well, no, I have to get to safety first. Probably want to get back to the base. Oh wow, definitely not going now. Still alive? Oh, there you are. Oh, he's falling at me. The Xenoblade series is one of those things that came out after I was paying attention to RPGs. I don't know. Let me ask you, Fantron. What was the first game in that series? Because what happened for me is I played a lot of RPGs when I was younger. And that was more in the 90s. Played a couple of different series. And the main one was Final Fantasy. But then after a point, I stopped playing them. I think I even talked about this on stream already. Oh, there's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. Yeah, shotgun's much better for this. There we go. So yeah, after I'm Final Fantasy X or so, I've told that before, I think. Start getting tired of that. And that was really like
Master,
kind of
we are not alone.
the end of playing RPGs for me. With like a couple of minor exceptions. You know, you could count the Elder Scrolls series as one of them. I kind of count them as separate from the other style of RPGs. You know, what they used to call Western and Japanese RPGs. I don't know if that's still a term people use. Oh, are they gonna dig down to me? I think they are. Oh, they're trying to. Trying to do some Minecrafting. If I'm gonna try to break into this, they're probably gonna break in. There's even a snake coming at me. I can hear it above me. How cool is that? Just making sure there's no heads popping in from above. So it was for, yeah, the way, that was definitely past the time I was interested in checking out games. And I don't remember who it was that recommended it, but someone had told me about playing the Tales of Symphonia game. And I don't know how many games there are in those game series, the Tales series, but I was like bored from the first part of that, I have to admit. I don't know.
My senses have picked up something.
I can't say exactly what it is that made me more interested in playing those games when I was younger, and now I just like can't get into them. Well, they're gonna breaking through, but we are done here. Probably some combination of not having the patience for it, not having the time, and kind of seeing it before, because, I mean, a lot of stuff gets reused in those games. Like, they use a lot of similar story elements across different RPGs. And it kind of gets spoiled, like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. I don't need to really play it again. Oh, Mike's back. So what were you getting for yourself?
I was going to the restroom, getting myself a drink.
Oh,
And then when I came
involved getting a
back
drink
up-
of some sort.
Yeah, when I came back up, I was like, bam, it actually is getting a little warm up here.
Yeah. Luckily, it's cooling down here. I stuck that one window
Yeah.
open as much as I could.
I mean, it is cooling down a little bit, but I still just want to circulate the air a little. Just to
why
help
not?
out. Yep.
Break out this
We
factory.
did have a horde of zombie dogs in the base. I was like, oh boy.
Oh, yep. That's why I figured it'd be a good idea to upgrade as much as the fence around as we could. Make it a little bit harder for them to get through.
I love the targeting system for the, you know, SMG auto turns has target strangers, target zombies, target allies, and
Everyone?
target stealth.
Oh, target self, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in case you're really hating yourself for some reason.
right. Are we gonna turn those on, or are we still keeping them off just for fun? Because I noticed we haven't had them on at all.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean,
can
just
make
put them
my
down for
payment to the
fun.
Duke
I don't know
now.
if I'm ever going to use them, to be honest, either. Oh, cool. We can get one of, a better pistol for ourselves.
I love how they have a car battery attached to them. That's awesome.
The turrets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've never looked at it that closely, huh? All right, we leveled up. I think we had, or maybe I spent it. I don't know. I'll have to check later if I have any more points than just that. All right, let's get the mod onto the new gun.
Ooh, do you think we're gonna have more demolition zombies
I would say
this
definitely.
time? Oh yeah.
Oh, the magazine size is smaller.
What? Oh, the pistol?
For the new pistol. Yeah, that's lame.
It's not even possible.
I know. I said that last time. Like, this is silly. Well, whatever. That's okay. Does more damage at least. Yeah, and the effective range is a little bit smaller too for some reason.
Oh my god. Speaking of magazines, one of the funniest things, like, not magazines like the reading kind, the gun magazines. I was making a
Maybe
joke
next
to
time
one of
I'll
my
have what you
friends
need.
about how the last time I went to my local sports shop
Oh,
that
that's
also
right. I have to
sells
turn that off.
firearms. I was looking for if they still sell 30-round mags for like the AR-15 because I heard somebody say they were trying to get rid of that, which I think is stupid as hell, honestly, but that's besides the point. And so I went there and I was looking and I was like, I couldn't find them. And I was like, oh God, why can't I find them? Like, that's weird. And then I went to my local, like...
Okay, so I can make one.
It's called like it's like basically like a farmer's store that also sells firearms too. And I just saw a whole shelf of them, and I was like, oh, there they are. Okay, they still sell them. I was like, good. That makes me feel better that you can still find them. Like, to those in the chat, I'm a weirdo when it comes to stuff like that. I'm just like, if I don't find them, I'm just like, what the hell happened? Like, why don't these exist anymore?
They've been erased from history.
Yeah. I will still, like, if it's okay to go into this, my favorite thing of all
Sure, I guess.
about 30 round mags was like, my favorite debate that somebody came up with was like, what are you afraid of? The deer's gonna shoot back? And I was like, no. It has nothing to do with deers. That's not the point.
I was gonna say I found out that I was able to make the drum magazine thing or whatever it's called. I forget the exact term they use.
Nice. Yeah.
So I need to craft one for because I think I could put on the automatic shotgun, and that'll be pretty neat. There are games I used to be into because it's Super Smash Brothers. Oh yeah, you mean like those games that they only showed off in Super Smash Brothers? Or at least that's how it was at one point. Like no one knew who the hell those characters were when the first game came out, or the Melee anyway.
Right.
It was like, yeah, who the hell's Roy? Marth? Okay, well they're kind of cool characters to fight with.
Yeah, I remember I actually had to go and look up gameplay of like the Fire Emblem series after I played that because I was just curious. And I was like, oh, okay, that's who these characters are. Okay.
I honestly don't know how some of you guys have so much time to get into all these different series. I can't handle it.
I find time.
I feel like I spend too much time on the things that I am, and like I don't even know all there is to them. Like the few things that I do play.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get back into playing some of the games on my PC again, but every time I get home, I'm like, I could just play my games that are already in the living room on my game systems, you know?
Yeah.
Like I said, I've been playing, Legend of the Gaia again, but with my challenge. And I actually can say that I have noticed a difference now that I'm further into the game. So, you know how I mentioned how that one boss wasn't that hard? Well, okay, so after you fight that boss, the game ups the difficulty of some of the enemies that you fight. And I was like, oh, okay, that's what it was. Like, it's like, if you don't keep up to date with your armor, yeah, you're going to struggle hard against some of the enemies. And so while I was at work today, I was thinking about how much fun it would be. You know, I mentioned last time about what it would have happened if I said no armor at all in the game. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, actually, that wouldn't make sense because one of the accessories that you have to get in the game, you have to at least have equipped this one armor you get in the very beginning of the game at least once. And I was like, well, that would kind of break the rules if you can't equip it at all. And so I was like, if you want all the items, then you have to at least, break that rule for at least one time. But I was thinking like, oh, what about if I said, you have to wear the starting armor? And then I realized one of the characters gets screwed with that because he works as a, monk, so like a fighter monk, and they don't have armor. Like they literally train without armor. And I was like, oh, well, see, that would screw that because then he can't wear armor at all through the entire game. I was like, well, yeah. That won't work.
Oh yeah, they did add Solid Snake in one of the Super Smash Brothers games. I remember that.
Yep.
That was fun. So what do I need for this again?
Didn't they try to claim that it was because
Steel, polymers,
Konami
oil.
like begged them to do it, which was total lie?
I wonder how that did come about. That's a good question.
I just remember them trying to
Is it
claim
leather?
that he begged
Oil.
them, and I was like, no, he didn't.
Who begged him?
Like, begged Nintendo to put Snake in the game.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, who was begging them? You mean?
Konami.
Oh, okay. That's weird. I went.
Yeah, the guy who.
I don't know. I guess maybe they just wanted promotion for the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know the story behind that, Fantron? Like, what made them put Snake in it all of a sudden? Because they did that before. They added a lot of the other characters from like different games. Like that only happened more recently, right? With the newest one, they started adding like Cloud and all these other characters. But that was in the one for the Wii, which is like around 2000, I don't know, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So around the time I guess that Metal Gear Solid 4 was coming out, so maybe they just wanted to promote that, even though it was like a PlayStation only game. Go. All right, just take a couple of minutes here.
Did you take any of the high power rounds?
A few, but not a lot. There should be more, I would guess.
Okay, good.
Are there extra?
Yeah, there's a little extra.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna have the Horde Night. I'll have to take some more out. Oh yeah, that's right. I could craft some. I wonder if it includes the what's it called? Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I can't craft the high powered. Oh no, I can. But can I craft it in the bundle? I wonder. Because that would be useful. I thought I was able to.
I don't know why I'm loading into my gun. It's not ready yet. Oh, hello.
No, I guess we'll just be this box here. Okay, that's the one with the... Yeah, okay. I'm overthinking this. Bullet tips, gunpowder, bullet casing.
Here comes the test your defenses, people.
Oh, did you already like craft a bunch of ammo?
Yep.
Oh, so there's no bullet tips left?
Let's see. Do I have them on me? No, I put them back. So if there is any, there should be some in the lesser ammo box.
I think you must... Oh, no, there's some. I just can't see.
Aha.
There we go.
That's easily remedied. I mean, we have brass and lead for days, so...
No,
Oh, we
I
have
found
lead.
them. I was just not able to find them because I was not looking at this. Like, wasn't that? There it is.
Oh, there it is. I was like, where did the lead go?
Oh, I have to do this at the station. Okay. Sure I'm doing the right one here. Oh wow, I had stuff in here. A lot of stuff. Oh yeah, I was just throwing junk away. Oh, I'm sorry. I zoned out and not focus on the chat. So Fantron said that it was the first one to introduce the third-party characters. The creator of the franchise wanted to have more characters outside Nintendo. Okay. So maybe it's the opposite of what you thought it was, Mike. It was actually like I think what Fantron's saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that it was the creator of Smash Brothers that wanted to have people from other franchises in their game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
that'll
the way
make
I
more
was
sense,
saying
I
that
guess,
was
yeah.
just like, I remember like people being little smartasses basically as to why Snake got added to the game was that basically was what I meant basically. But I just thought it was too funny how I remember hearing that and I was just like, why? Like, why is this a thing? Oops. What did I just put in there? Oh, good. Yay. Who made burnt steak in the thing? Well done steak.
I don't know. I
Shame.
saw it inside of something, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll put it in there. I think someone had it in like a different box for some reason. I don't know if someone was saving it for some reason. It was like in one of these cupboards. So I kind of remember that now you mentioned it. Maybe someone just picked it up and then left it in there.
Love the Skull Crusher candy bar. Just love it. It's just hilarious looking. Alright,
I need to turn in this quest so I don't have the stupid
can I make first
thing
aid
taking up
kits?
room.
Apparently. Okay. You use beer for that? Oh my god, that's funny.
For what?
To make first aid kits.
Wait, you need to make first aid kits? I think we have a ton. We have like a ton of items for healing. Yeah,
I was
we
just
have
saying
so
we
many.
All those, we have those blood bags that I'm just like, might as well turn them into something.
No, but the thing is, like, we have so many first aid kits, like, don't even bother making them. Because, like,
Okay.
look at how many we have. Go ahead, just take a look in that chest, Mike. It's the one on the
There's
right.
5 in here. Oh yeah, we definitely don't need any more. I have like 15 on me right now, so yeah. I was like, hold on a damn minute, hold on.
Oh, you know, I'm gonna go get a drink while I'm waiting here. I was gonna get
Go
one
for
before and
it.
I forgot. You know, I forgot to tell Mike that he should have told an amusing story while I was gone. I bet he didn't even say anything
I
this time.
figured. No, I was like, wait, I don't know how long he's gonna be gone for.
Good job. Well, now you can tell your amusing story now, and I'll hear it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the thing that popped into my head about the franchise stuff, I will remember when they, originally in the very first one they added Ness, and no one knew who that was until.
No, people knew who Ness was. It was Lucas who's the one, and he was in like the game they never released in U.S.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because I didn't know who Ness was when I first played the game.
Well, yeah, if you didn't play Earthbound, you probably wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I
didn't
didn't know who he was back then either, because I didn't really play Earthbound.
Yeah. I didn't know what Earthbound was until I had played the game. But
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny because like I was thinking about Lucas being added. And I had actually seen gameplay of the second game that finally people were able to play here. And I was like, oh yeah, Lucas, yeah. And I remember my favorite thing about his character, there was this scene where one of the female main characters is talking to Lucas later on, and she's a waitress at this
She was working
place.
as a waitress in a cocktail bar.
And when you first come in, like, she's like, stop smiling at me. I know I'm dressed like this. Stop it. It just cracks me up because I can just like literally imagine this kid just smirking at her the whole time, and she's like, quit it. Stop smiling at me. I know I'm dressed like this. Stop it.
Wow. Yeah, just imagine with a big dumb old grin on his face. I think I mentioned before. So I was watching, Happy Days, the kind of classic TV show. It's based on a family set in the 50s. Like it's a It's kind of like the 70s show where like it was made in like the 90s or whatever, and it's set in the 70s, and like that's a show that was like about the 50s and was like made in the like late 70s or whatever. So like there's this one part where like the son, who's played by what's his name? He was like the little kid in the Andy Griffith show, like OP or whatever. Ron Howard, yeah. So he's like a teenager, supposed to be a teenager in that, and he's like gets invited to like a bachelor party like with Marines, and like essentially they like are getting all drunk, and like they let the kids like have like alcohol too, even though obviously they're not supposed to. And then like later on, like out comes like a dancer out of a cake essentially.
Oh my gosh.
And then like essentially like the two teenagers, they get so drunk that the like the guy who's supposed to be married is like actually can you he goes to the girl that comes out of the cake, and he's like, can you drive them home because like they're a mess. And like she actually drives them home. And like they go in their house, and then, like the father comes down and is like, what the hell is going on here? He's like, oh yeah, she's a dancer and she came out of a cake. Like I invited her over to have dinner with us tomorrow too. And I was like, sure you did.
It's too funny.
Yeah. I love those older shows. They're pretty cool. And then basically the father's trying to like be cool because he doesn't like want the rest of the family knowing that like he got drunk and like basically made a fool of himself. So he's like trying to help him out, like go to sleep. And then they're like the little teenage daughter wakes up and she's like, what's going on? What's going on? And the father's like, nothing, just go back to sleep. And she's like, Mom, wake up. Like, Richie's sick. And the mom's like, what's going on? And the father's like, nothing, just go back to sleep, guys. And then, like, the daughter sees him and is like, Richie's drunk. And then, like, everyone, like, realizes, and the father's like, well, I was trying to cover for him. All right, so what I'm going to try to do today is get myself those missions turned in. I didn't even find out where they were. That way I can get the items out of my inventory. Was it this one? Yeah. So there's one down there. And the second's probably on the opposite side of the map. Knowing my luck. Oh no, hey, those two are not too far apart. I can do that. Were there any older TV shows you remember watching as a kid? That like your parents had on all the time or whatever?
What is it called? Fuller House? Like Full
Oh,
House,
the original.
basically?
That was the Full House, right?
Yeah, the original, yeah. I was just trying to think of like what the name, which one it was.
Yeah.
That one was on a lot. Let's see. I think Happy Days was on, but I don't remember really watching it. Mostly, the shows that my mom would watch was like those soap operas back in the day.
Oh,
And my
really?
dad, if he watched any of the TV shows, I don't remember what they were exactly off the top of my head because I probably was bored by them. I just remember making fun of One Life to Live, though, because there was this one episode that I remember vividly, and it was just because it was too damn funny. It was like another one of the actors, and he shoves him into a wall, and the wall actually buckles under his weight a little bit, so he has to quickly recover to keep from showing that the wall is fake. And I was like, I remember saying, Mom, did you see that? Because she had recorded it, and she rewound it and goes, what? I was like, look, that wall is fake. And she started laughing so hard. She goes, how did you notice that? And I was like, it's fake. Like, you could tell it's literally fake.
You could have been one of those people that like works in the film productions, movie productions, and like spots the what do they call them, continuity errors or bloopers or whatever.
Yeah, like they
Yeah,
would
I
have to
for that
like
stuff.
fix later on. Yeah. Cracked me up so hard because I think it was like, remember how I mentioned my brother was in film class, and I think it was after that I started noticing little things like that, and I was like, wait a minute, this is wrong because of this or whatever.
Yeah. For the most part, I think I tend to just not notice those things.
Like, you want to give him like, be like, oh, they knew what they were doing, yeah. But and at the same time, you can't help but be just like, how did they miss this?
Well, I think it was really funny is back when they had Game of Thrones still on. Like at one point they had like a bunch of mistakes in a row where they left like random Starbucks coffees and shots, and it's like supposed to be set in like a medieval fantasy world. And it's like,
Right.
oh yeah, well, there's a Starbucks coffee like on the big feasting table with all the goblets of ale and beer and other alcoholic drinks that they're having.
Yeah, I think you shared that with me, didn't you? And I was like, oh my god, that's too funny.
Probably, yeah. Because everyone's pissed off at the show for other reasons, because like they were just doing stupid stuff with the storyline. So then like people are like, oh yeah, and look, they're making all these stupid mistakes too, like leaving stuff in the shots, and yeah, water bottles, there's like Starbucks coffee.
My senses
I just
have
remember
picked up
the other
something.
show that I remember seeing a lot. It was Married with Children. That one
Oh yeah.
would come on a lot. And then Roseanne, I think is what it was called, was the other one that I remember seeing a lot come on. Roxanne or something like that. It was like either Roseanne or Roxanne. It was
Roseanne.
one of the
Roxanne's that song.
other. Yeah.
Roxanne.
And I remember that the lady who did that actually ended up getting into some kind of trouble, and they had to stop the show because of that, if I remember right. And I remember they did like an episode afterwards, basically being like, oh yeah, I heard she had to go and do such and such, so she'll be gone for a
Oh.
while. And it was just like, that's their way of saying, yeah, she will be on the show, and here's why.
Trader Joe's is now open.
I'm trying to think. There's like another
Okay,
show.
fucker. I'd shake your
They
hand,
they did
but I'll
something
bet
like
you got dysentery the way
funny
you
like that, where
smell.
they made up some like ridiculous like story for like why they weren't gonna be in the show anymore. I'm trying to remember what. Well, another.
2.5 Men?
Oh
I
yeah,
think-
yeah. That's like they kill him or
Yeah.
something in some like ridiculous way. That's what I was thinking of. You're good job.
Mhm.
Like what was it exactly? Do you remember?
So what I heard happened with him and that he started having a drug problem. And
well, the real
so
life story everyone knows, yeah.
Yeah. And then he started demanding all this extra money from the people. So they're like, okay, fine, we're going to remove you from the show. And he's like, yeah, bet. And so they killed him off. Then put this other guy in.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember is how did they kill him off in the show? Like, it was something silly.
I don't remember exactly. I
Aw.
just remember they killed him off. But I thought that was so funny because I remember when I watched it again, I saw the other character and I was like, wait, who the hell is this? And I was like, because I had forgotten by the time it came out. And I was like, oh, that's right.
I'd go broke with more customers like you.
Yeah. Yeah, Married with Children was one of those big shows at the time. It was hugely popular. It was like on the level of 2.5 Men.
I just remember rewatching it recently, and there's this episode where he's like trying to get rid of a mouse that's in the house without calling an exterminator, and he grabs a shotgun
Oh, God.
vest and all that. And he's like, "I'll take care of the mouse," and she takes one look at him and goes, "You're what? Like, why are you carrying a shotgun?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of this." And he goes down there, fires one shot, and you hear it. He's like, "Oh God!" And she goes, "What happened?" He goes, "Nothing. That thing just kicks like a mule." I was just like, "Son of a bitch."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's too funny.
Yeah, but don't let that distract you from the fact that Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in a single game, playing for the Polk School Panthers. The 1966 city championship game versus Andrew Johnson High School, including the game-winning touchdown. In the final seconds against his old nemesis, Spare Tire Dixon.
Spare Tire Dixon. I just love that name. Ugh.
Yeah, that's up there with what was it, Corn Pop or whatever.
Right.
Oh, they kill him at the piano. Ah. And the other example I was gonna say was in South Park when they had that guy, whoever it was that played Chef. Like, apparently he was a Scientologist, and they made an episode where they pretty much made fun of Scientology. And then, like, he was like, okay, I'm leaving the show or whatever, because he was, like, pissed off. So then they had, like, an episode about him being, like, brainwashed by, like, a cult of pedophiles. And then, like, he gets, like, killed and, like, thrown down a ravine, and then they, like, look at him and it's like, oh, maybe he's still alive. And, like, a pack of wolves, like, tear apart his limbs, and, like, he could still be okay. And then, like, he gets shot. It's, like, completely ridiculous and over the top.
Now that you have some money to spend, we're running a 10%
Oh,
off sale for the
God.
rest of the day.
South Park, they're just hilarious people. It's too funny.
Yeah, they've always made a lot of interesting things over the years. I haven't really seen the other stuff. Like, I hear people tell me, like, oh yeah, the Mormon thing is, like, really funny too. But I've never
Oh
seen
yeah.
that.
The Book of Mormon, I do remember that episode.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's like its own thing. Like, it's a movie or something, or a play,
Yeah,
a
it's
musical. It's like it's a musical.
Basically, it says something like, there's this line where it's like, this guy is dumb, dumb, dumb. And then, like, the lady says something and she goes, and he goes, yeah, she is smart, smart, smart.
you
But
come
the
back
other
and
guy
see me
is still
sometime."
dumb. I was just like, oh, fucking son of a... And I had a friend at the time that was Mormon. And I was like, oh, God, I wonder if he watched this episode.
Alright, good. Now I got rid of the items. I can go back.
But my favorite thing with my friend that was a Mormon, like, he
I'll stop
saw
by
a
there real
puddle
quick.
of water one time, and he was talking about how one of his buddies was being a little smart ass and like started walking on the puddle and goes, "Look, I'm walking on water." And what does this guy say? He goes, "You blasphemous son of a bitch." And I'm like, yeah,
Blasphemer!
those two sentences don't belong together.
You goddamn son of a bitch! How dare you mock our Lord? Like, oh, hold on a second there.
I was like, way to go, buddy.
That's like a skit from South Park. I'm thinking of now. Like someone does something, and then like some like really devout person is like, "Oh god damn, this man is blaspheming our Lord."
Yep. How dare you say that to me? Yeah, well, watch me do it again.
All right. Well, I've noticed the days have turned red now, so it's just a matter of time.
That's like one of my favorite movies to go back and watch every now and then is Bedtime Stories. And I love it when he damn it, like how did I lose it like that? He says something like
Hello,
what
stranger.
were we talking about? We were talking about
Blasphemy.
blasphemy. Oh yeah, I think he like says something like, "There's no such thing as happy stories, like happy endings or whatever stories," and they're just like, "What?"
Wow, very emo.
And I just love that. It's just like, oh, okay, sure.
But it's funny. So I saw one of my cousin's kids the other day, and then I forget what we were talking about. But then all of a sudden, randomly, he's like kind of joke. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna become emo." I'm like, "Oh yeah, really?"
I had a friend in high school. Well, my brother had a friend in high school that was like goth or whatever. And so she would dress in all black all the time and all that. And I remember he told me at one time that he had like a crush on her. And so he was chatting with her and like trying to basically like figure out like everything that she believed in and all that. And she was being like super vague about it. And he's like, "Oh, well, like, how do you feel about like such and such subject and blah 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 blah?" And she goes, "Fine with it, like whatever, and just kept being like super vague like that. And he was just like, "Wow, okay, so I'm not getting like any answers here." And I was like, "Yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit."
Well, I mean, I can kind of understand where he was coming from. I remember there were when I was in high school. There's some of those goth / emo / scene girls with some big titties back then.
Oh,
Like I don't know what it was, but yeah, that seemed to attract some people like that. I don't know what it was.
I think in the end though, she did end up getting married because I think we saw
Oh,
her
cool.
later on, and she was like,
Not to him though, I guess.
no, not to him, no. But she was like hanging out with a guy that she used to spend a lot of time with, and I was like, well, good for her. At least she found somebody.
Yeah, it was weird. Like they were kind of wild, those girls back then. I remember there was this one girl who I don't know what, I forget what it was doing. I think it was kind of like at the end of the day, or it was like after classes, at, like doing some activities, and then like one of these like girls just ran up to me and like asked me if I would hug them, and I'm like, I've never spoken to you before.
Yeah.
So I was just like weirded out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, like they may have thought I was like kind of like into that thing because I had like really long hair at the time. I kind of had like the long like heavy metal hair.
Right.
But I wasn't really into like all that kind of thing for the most part.
Right.
Oh, I'm going too far that way. I probably should head back after this so we don't come up a little bit too close to the Horde Night and then have to rush like we always do.
I remember when people used to like dye their hair like red and blue all the time.
Yeah, Mike, I think people dye their hair more now than ever at this point.
Oh, I know they do it now more than ever, but I was just saying, like, I remember when they first started doing that, and I was just like, what the hell is everyone doing? And I found out it was because of, like, you know, anime was starting to become a thing, and, like, characters in video games would have, like, blue hair mostly. Ooh, whoa, wait, hold on.
Is that why?
Hello, doggo. Oh, there's a wolf in the base. Got it. Sorry, go ahead.
How
What
did
were
a
you
wolf
saying?
get in the base? What?
Oh,
There
there's
shouldn't
another
be a way.
dog, like, thing going on.
Like inside the walls or inside the base itself, you mean?
How do I put this? Oh god. There, got it. There's another one of those dog raid type things going on.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of them
So-
now.
What do you want?
Yep. Are you back at the base now?
No, I said I have to head back after this. Because I'm kind of far away, so I have to head back.
Oh, shit.
Are you having
Come on,
trouble?
Sniper. Well, I'm trying to snipe 'em
Mike.
with the crossbow.
They're animals. That's what we have the heavy weaponry for. It's like that person you mentioned that said, why would you need this to, is the deer gonna shoot back?
Got him. That's right. Why am I not using the MP5? I should just use that.
There you go.
You cheap son of a bitch.
Oh, there's a picture I saw. I have to see if I can find it later. That reminded me of this game, 7 Days to Die, and something in particular that happens. I'll have to find it later though. I don't know if it'll be tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow it'll be better. Can I call you then?
I always like when I like remember to finally check the chat. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a message like 10 minutes ago that I should have answered. But Fantron said, I remember they had a South Park special about Lovecraft. I didn't actually know they had one about Lovecraft. And that's funny because I would have probably enjoyed that. There was like one year when I got one of those like big collections that they have of like authors. And so it was like all the Lovecraftian short stories essentially. Yeah, I enjoyed this quite a bit, so I probably would like the special. But I didn't know they ever had one. I mean, it seems like an odd subject for South Park, because usually they do, what's the word for it? Essentially current events. For the most part with their show. Or at least they did. Wait, did we stop at this one? I'm not gonna bother. I think I did.
Alright, looks like they're all taken care of. Good, good.
Good job, Mike. You killed wild animals.
I still, like, every time I think of that, I think of this person who was trying to play one of those hunting simulator games. And it turned out that he was, like, not a full-on animal activist, but he was basically against the idea of, you know, just killing animals for sport. Like it was one thing if you were, you know, like say hunting a deer or a what was like the other one that you would hunt for food. Like, I don't know, a chicken? I don't know. You get what I'm saying.
Hunt a
Anyway,
chicken?
well, in this game, it makes sense.
I
I'm just saying, like,
guess.
but like, you know, like
That's
just the random
hilarious.
things that they put in like those hunting simulators.
Oh shit! I'm
And-
crashing. My bike is laughing. I'm in a
I
gyrocopter.
love it. So he was telling, like, he was playing this one hunting simulator game, and there's this thing kind of like how Call of Duty Black Ops used to have the zombie survival thing, except it was with wild animals. So like cheetahs and things like that would attack you for each wave, and you were supposed to defend yourself against them with, you know, like shotguns and stuff like that. And I swear to God, the guy said, he's like, no, I'm gonna let them kill me because, and I quote, I don't want to take them out without like any reason. I was like, okay,
After
the
doing
reason is
self-defense
they're,
first.
yeah, I was like, the reason is they're coming to kill you. I think in that case, you're more than justified in taking them out. And like people in the comments like ripped him a new one basically by like saying like, wait, hold on. You let these like, you know, cheetahs, tigers, whatever, rip you to shreds because you think that they deserve to do that because what? That's just in their nature? No. They're not nature, like nature does not make them just come and murder people for no reason. Like I was like sitting there laughing my ass off as I was reading this stuff.
That's great.
I was like, I mean, they have a point. But I heard that afterwards he like disabled comments and stuff on that episode because of stuff like that. And I was like, okay, now you're just being a little child about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if he was just doing it just for like, for essentially to make like a interesting like kind of video to be like, oh yeah, like I'm not gonna do this, and like people click on it just to watch it. But if he disabled the things, then I guess he really was sensitive about it.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, to each their own, but I mean, if you're playing a game where the whole point is to, you know, kill animals because that's what it tells you to do, and then you're like, well, I'm not going to do it because of my personal beliefs. It's like, then why were you playing the game in the first place?
Oh, hello, Kix. Welcome.
Hi there.
Welcome to the
Welcome
7
to the
Days to Die
stream.
stream. We're just talking about random stuff at this point.
Yeah, you know, talking about random stuff, prepping for Horde Night, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all the good things. Man, yeah, that is funny. Because that makes me think, then what happens if you're playing another game which is like a regular shooter? Like, are you not going to kill people because like you wouldn't kill them in real life?
Right.
Because like, why is that any different at that point?
Like, it made me think, like, if he played Far Cry 3, I think it's the one that I played. Like, one of the things that you have to do is there's this part in it where you have to hunt down, I think it's cheetahs. Like, would you just, like, say, oh, I'm not doing this because, you know, I'm not going to take out the animals in the game. It's like, well,
We're
then you
not
can't
gonna
play most of
take
the
it.
game.
Yeah, or most games if you're not going to do any killing.
Right. Like even this game,
People are
like,
weird. What can you say?
there's foxes and wolves in this game. Like, are you saying, oh, I won't kill them because, you know, they're
Wait,
just
they're
you know
foxes?
animals? Yeah, there's foxes.
I don't think I found a fox while playing this. Funny enough,
I've seen a couple of them.
do they live in a specific area?
Yeah, specific biome. I think
Maybe
they
I'm just not
mostly
very
live-
observant. I feel like I've never found a fox in this game. Oh wait, are they coyotes or foxes? I thought they were coyotes.
There is coyotes.
But there's also
The
foxes.
coyotes. Yeah, there's also
Oh,
foxes.
okay.
They're
Well,
orange.
I'll be damned. More blasphemy. I'm sorry.
Oh, the blasphemy.
All right, so I'll get set up now. Hours to go. That way we're making sure we're ready. You know what's fun? I could probably make another motorcycle if we ever get Shadowcat or someone else to stop by again.
Right.
Yeah, I've got like most of the parts for it at this point. Yeah.
I still remember one of my favorite things though is this person was playing that game Call of the Wild, which is that another hunting sim. And one of the things that the guy jokingly complained about, he's like, "Man, if only I had a fully automatic rifle right now, this would make taking down this bear a lot easier." And I was just like, smart ass.
Well, that's like Subnautica too, where they like took out all the guns so you could only kill them with like knives
Knife.
essentially.
It's like, I love how they explained it too. They're like, we took out the weapons because we didn't think that you would, you know, use them for good, that you would just end up shooting yourself. And it's like, wait, what? Like, what? Like, that's your logic? No, you're an
Yeah, we just
idiot.
assume you're an idiot and you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the confidence. Actually, after I played the full game, I guess it kind of makes sense because I think they imply that the like the whole government is basically corrupt in that game.
Right.
In like the backstory to it, it's like they're actually evil and like sending people out basically to their deaths.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that would make sense if they'd send them out with any weapons. Basically, just to fend for themselves with whoever they find on the planet. It's kind of like Fallout in
What
that
was
way.
that newest one that came out that was a survival builder one? I think it's like called Planet Crafter or something like that came out recently. And in that one, you find out once you install this satellite, you get an email and it says, "Don't forget, you're here as a prisoner to, you know, build this functional planet to house people, and you're doing it because of a crime you committed. And if you die, we're not gonna be upset about it." And I was just like,
Wow, way to rub it in, game.
Okay.
Sheesh. A little heavy-handed.
It's
Oh,
like,
at first I thought you were gonna say like you finally get
damn.
yourself connected, and like the first thing you get is an email about the extended warranty on your truck. That would have been like finally I can communicate with the outside. Oh, great.
I mean, that was like in Satisfactory. My favorite one about that is like, you pull up this satellite thing, and like all of a sudden it shows like a chat history between one of those like bots that like, you know, promises you, you know,
Oh, yeah.
something time,
see
you
where
know,
this is going.
basically. And you start chatting with it, and all of a sudden it says, "This person has left the chat," and it's like, oh, wow. I even got rejected by a bot. Holy shit. It's just like, wow, okay.
I think that was kind of like something similar in Cyberpunk 2077. Is that like you can actually log onto people's computers and check their emails, and like everyone has stupid like spam emails about like, oh, I can buy this pill and it's gonna increase the size. Like, oh yeah, okay, they're still sending these in the future.
I still love that how they made a joke about that in Big Bang Theory, and he goes, "I'm telling you, man, those pills don't work." And he's like, "Believe me, I know."
Oh
I
god.
was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "Why? Why did you have to mention that?"
I wonder if we have a lot of repair kits still.
Hopefully, because
I have to repair most
always
of my
have to
weapons. They're
repair
all
stuff.
beat. Aw.
I do
Oh.
love the idea, though, that a repair kit's just duct tape and iron.
Oh, that makes sense. I hope we didn't scare away Kix who showed up with all of our talk about all the random things we were getting into.
Oh well. Hicks, if you're still there, I hope you're having a great, wonderful day.
Yes,
Despite our
you're a trooper.
goofiness.
I was gonna also say, but I forgot. I think it's you went away to, get your drink and everything. But I've noticed that I've was a little bit hungry as well, and I think my hunger's canceling out my sleepiness for the most part.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually working in my benefit in a funny way. Because I don't think I'm as tired as I should be right now. And that's because my stomach's
Thank you
I
for
want to
reminding
eat.
me that my character was hungry and thirsty.
Yeah, I try to eat a little bit from my character in game too. He probably needs to eat more. Oh yeah, he could eat all the way up to 186.
Oh, I remember when Supercorn would make you sick, but now you can just eat as much as you want.
I saw that they had something about an article, how they're warning you that eating raw cookie dough could potentially make you sick.
Oh, that's been around forever. That's
Yeah, I'm like-
bullshit.
I'm like, yeah, everyone knows that, because it has raw egg in it, so there's a chance that you can get sick from it. It's always been that way.
My favorite thing ever, one of my sister's best friends came over to our house, and one thing that me and my family are capable to do, because we've done it a whole lot in our past, is we'll take leftover food that's been left out for a while. They always warn you, don't eat food that's been left out for a long time because it'll get you sick. Well, my whole family's done that for years, and so it's never been a problem for us. But apparently my sister's friend got sick because she decided to try that. And got food poisoning, and we felt so bad. We're like, "We're so sorry. Are you okay? Do you need anything? Blah 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 blah." And she goes, "No, it's okay. I think it's just because I'm not used to it like you guys are. Blah 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 blah." We're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I was gonna say,
We're
it's probably that you
sorry,
built up a strong stomach from doing that for all the time for years.
Right.
And if someone else just does that out of the blue, it's gonna be okay, yeah, your stomach's not gonna be ready for that. It's just gonna start immediately aching. Probably got a level 6
Yeah.
steel axe at some point. I don't know when that happened. But cool.
Yeah, I got level 6. But I just remember back in the day, remember how we were talking about cooking steak, and I think I mentioned it in the server, but just in case, I'm going to mention it again. My favorite thing
that's
back in
right,
the day with that was, I remember when I was a kid, I read an article, and it was don't eat meat cooked below this amount because you're going to get sick. And so I always thought I had to have steaks cooked at least well, not well done, but at least either medium well or well, right? And I
Yeah.
remember the first time I ordered that, and the server took one look at me and goes, what? And I was like, cook it all the way so that it won't have any possible sickness in it. And the guy looks at me, laughs, and goes, okay, first off, no, and secondly, you'll be fine, I promise you. And then I was like, but he's like, no, see, look, okay, I'll tell you right now, it'll taste like shoe leather. You do not want it cooked that way. And I was like, but it's just, he's like, no, listen, just get it cooked this way, try it. If you don't like it, I'll take it back and get you something else. I promise. And I was like, well, okay. And I think it was just cooked medium, like straight medium. And yeah, I will say that I ate it and I was like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like, I don't feel like I'm gonna get sick or anything like that. He's like, see, I told you you're fine. Like, you don't have anything to worry about.
At first, I thought the guy was gonna tell you to get the hell out of there when he said that. Like, sir, you need to get the hell out of here.
I was a
Or
kid.
I'm
at the
thinking
time,
of the what is the in King of the Hill? He's like, son, if someone asks for a well done steak, we ask them politely yet firmly to leave.
That's right. I told one of my friends about that, and they started cracking up because, they're the type of person that doesn't like any pink in their meat too. And I was like, no, look, okay. You can get it with like the lightest thing of pink, and it'll still be fine. Like, you won't get sick or anything like that. And they're like, but like, you know, it's just a texture thing and all that, which I understand that. Like, you know, I'm like, okay, but you should at least try it this way. And they did, and they loved it. And I was like, okay, see, there you go. Like, now just slowly segue your way into that way, and you'll never have to eat it the other way again.
Yeah, the thing about steak is that as long as it's cooked on the outside, and you get the inside to like an adequate enough temperature. Like, I'm not too sure about the specifics, but essentially what it's about steak is that as long as it's intact, it's fine, because the like bad part, like the whatever, the salmonella or E. coli, whatever the hell it is, like that's only on the outside of the steak, and the inside is fine. But if you have ground beef, then you know, you have to cook it thoroughly, because that means that, you know, it's been ground up. Everything that was inside is now outside, and vice versa.
Right.
And the same with sausage too, because that's all basically a bunch of meat that's stuffed into the intestine or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking gross when you think about it.
I'll still never forget when my brother, we went to a party thing, and they had one of those full-size, fully cooked pigs, you know?
Ooh.
And he comes up, and he goes, okay, I'm going to ask something really strange, and I just want you to go with it, to the guy. And the guy goes, yeah, sure, what do you want? He goes, can I have the snout? And the guy looks at him and goes, I'm sorry, what? He goes, yeah, can I have the snout and the tongue? And the guy looks at him and goes, sure. He takes this, like, snout and tongue back to the table. And he's, like, you know, walking with the swagger, thinking, like, he's a badass. And then he gets to the table, and he's like, he looks at all of us at the table, and he goes, okay, now that I've made it back to the table, I don't know if I can actually eat this. And we smirked at him. We're like, no, you asked for it. You're gonna eat it.
Now
He
you
took
gotta eat
one
it.
bite of it, and he was like, oh, freaking God, it tastes awful.
It's the worst thing ever.
I was like, well, you made your bed, now sleep in it. It was too damn funny. I was just like, way to go, nerd.
Alright, try like what other health items I could possibly use here. Oh, that's right. Let me me go back up and get that. Oh, it's getting stormy. Are you beating up on something? What are you doing out there?
I'm mining.
Oh, you're mining? Okay. Oh, be careful where you're mining.
Yeah, I needed some iron, and I know that you have a lead coal iron mine. So I was like, I'm just gonna start stealing from that.
That's what I was gonna say though. Be careful where you're digging because that's right underneath where the bridge is. So it might, if you like dig too much, it might collapse eventually.
Right. Let's see.
I like dug there a bit and then I thought better of it because I'm like, it's too dangerous to dig here.
Oh. That's not what I was expecting. Okay, so. Boom. Okay.
Well, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Well, I think I got everything I need for this. Well, let's see if we could put any points into something. We got 2.
It was a dark and stormy night, Snoopy. Gonna. What was I? Aha, that's right. Crap, I used it all. Okay.
Mike, what did you do?
The cobblestone. I needed more cobblestone. Oh well. Alright. One last minute drink before the thing.
All right. I should probably make sure the doors are shut, especially the ones upstairs. Oh, and I probably should close the bridge because I don't know if Mike did. He probably didn't. Oh, you still have crap in you. This is what happens every time. Alright, quickly drop this stuff off. Yeah, I'll like sort through this later. Is that Mike's drone? Where's mine? This one's mine. Where's the other one? Where are you? Oh, that's right. Well, I'm glad I decided to check. Well, Mike, you almost spelled disaster for our base.
How so?
You left the bridge down.
Oh yeah, that's what I always do.
So they wouldn't be able to walk across.
Cause that's my plan. No shit. Sometimes I stand outside in full military gear and say, "Bring on your worst." That reminds I brought that up because there was this I used to watch well, not watch, but look up like funny text messages between like, you know, couples, friends, whatever. And this one was like, this person was like teasing their friend, and they're like, BRB, gotta go take a shower, and they're like, basically like, what? Do you usually wear something else like in the shower? Because they say something like, I think it was like nude shower time. And they're like, what? Do you usually wear clothes to the shower or what? And they're like, no, usually I don full on samurai gear, like acting like I'm out in the rains, telling the world to do its worst. And they're just like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, hey, if it works, it works. Can't judge their lifestyle.
Yeah. Making sure that doors are shut in the house because everyone was open.
Never a dull moment.
Let me check the
forgot to
door
grab
back here.
grenade.
Oh, great. Now I got to open up all the doors again.
Oh no, I'll do it this way. Oh yeah. There. And, yeah, perfect. Okay.
Oh, there's a wolf already trying to get in over here. Or no, it's a zombie dog.
Master, we are not alone.
Here.
There we go. Oh, my armor, by the way. I have to repair it eventually. Oh, you know, I didn't get food with me. I should probably. No, I do have food. Okay.
I forget if I mentioned it here before, but I was joking around with some of my friends at work, and I was like, hey, if it was possible, would you throw a live grenade, like, you know, pull the pin and then toss it? And
Yeah, I
most
think we
of my
talked about that
friends
last
were
week.
like, yeah, most of my friends were like, you know, I don't think I would feel confident doing that. I was like, what? Do you feel like you would have the mistake where you accidentally throw it backwards at yourself or something? And they're like, exactly. I was like, that's fair.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that too when we were talking about it.
Did I tell you the story, though, about this guy in my neighborhood who claimed that he threw a Molotov cocktail in our neighborhood? And I was like, no, you didn't, because if you did, the cops would be all over the place here. Like, stupid ass.
Oh, well, apparently we had some holes in the base. Well, not in the base itself, but in other sections. So I'm gonna patch them up real quick. I don't know when this happened. What's that doing there?
This doesn't belong here.
Make sure this is shut.
What should I start with? The shotgun, the SMG, or the M60?
Just to let you folks know,
So
Trader
that you folks know, Trader Joe's are closing soon.
Oh yeah, I got a learning elixir and the mega crush in case I fall.
Oh, another one. There we go. Yeah, hopefully there's not a whole bunch more of these. There's a bunch of holes in the fences that we have.
Oh great. I thought I patched that all up.
Apparently not. This one should probably be upgraded. There we go. Well, hopefully that's it, because I don't have much time to do anything else. I wanted to start off on the platform, but I'm probably not gonna... Oh, there's one here too. Okay.
One thing I would say that's great about this game compared to Escape from Tarkov while you're running past the door, if you mash E enough, you can close the door while running through it.
There you go.
It's just like you can't do that in Escape from
That's
Tarkov.
the bright side of
If you
things.
try it, for some reason, he'll just stop and let the door shut on him. It's like, oh, okay. Here we go.
That's noise. The police zombies
I've
try
got
to
a
shoot you
bad
from so
feeling
far
about
away.
this. My senses have picked up something.
I should probably be using a sniper rifle for some of these guys, 'cause they do shoot you from so far away here. I guess somebody got close by.
Down and stay down.
Hopefully the game music isn't too loud. I'm not sure how it is today. Mix things up with some different types of armor for now. Go back to this. Oh wow, that was nice.
God, it doesn't do as much damage as it should do.
Oh, you spitting bastard.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Master, we are not alone.
Yeah, we're not alone. I noticed. Very observant.
Ooh, I took out his leg in one shot. Love that.
Down here. Lots of nasty spitting police zombies today.
Yep.
Probably move this closer.
Ooh, I love that. Hell yeah.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Okay.
My senses have
Please don't
picked
load.
up something.
I'm reloading. Thank you.
Can't even see where it was.
Damn it. Looks like they're trying to dig under the fence over here.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, there are apparently some in the base.
Yeah, I saw them. Must have spawned in some of the areas that they could find.
Guess I'll make things interesting later.
Probably going to clear them out while you're doing this. There's a lot in the base. What happened? Oh, I'm
Incoming enemy.
dehydrated.
Prepare
Really?
for
Already?
conflict. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Clear these asses out. Yeah, they're like spawning back here, and I guess walking over. Should probably patrol around and see if they're spawning anywhere else. I don't actually hear any of that. Plus, if I kill them here, it looks like they're gonna spawn here, so I'm gonna go back. Hey, get back here, bitch. Oh, you guys are breaking through here. There you go. Now you can't go there. Like that. You guys can't keep up with me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Incoming enemy. Prepare for conflict. Master.
Ah, I can just jump over here. Well, should probably heal that. You guys can shoot me without seeing the pillars. That's right. Oh, what the hell are they all doing here?
I think this has picked up something. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Watch out, fire.
Oh. Couldn't hit them.
My senses have picked up something.
Coming back here. Yeah, looks like they're coming back here. Birdie.
Got it.
Destroy our bathroom.
That's what I'm saying. Though.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, they're coming.
My
they'll
sensors have
spawn in
picked
here.
up something.
Oh, God. Where's it? Ah. Oh, goodness. No. Stupid dogs at the end of the day. I don't want the damn text. I believe my Tommy won't go.
you bastard.
My sensors have picked up something.
Oh, you had to use the bathroom, buddy? Oh, we got demos. Let's get away from here.
My drone just got taken out.
It should stay. You can repair it with the kit later. Oh, I need repairs. Please. Hurry. Oh, no, one goddamn button. Oh my god. Fucking piss me off, man.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Ooh, see a lost bit here. Yeah, they're all following you, it looks like. guess we could have used even more. They made a hole.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh wow, okay, it's daytime. Okay, cool. Oh, they made a bit of a mess. Breaking down so many different fences and walls we had. Well, I thought there was more than that dropped. Where is it all? There's some back here.
I used my last repair thing, so we get another one.
I guess we'll need to make more. Come on, drone. I wonder if one of mine got knocked out too. I might have to go and oh, I should use another learning elixir when I had the chance. Oh well. I was too busy, distracted with fighting.
Alright.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of them this time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know if I need to bring so much ammo, but then, yeah, they just kept pouring in. Oh, there's probably some on the other side, I'm guessing. So do we have more repair kits in there?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, there's more.
I got 3. Well, there's 4 more in there, but I mean, like, we can make more.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny, your structure did pretty good, it seems.
Yeah.
It didn't really take much damage this time. But they did start attacking other parts of the base, because I guess they got bored of trying to fight us there. After a
Right.
while. I think I got everything that was left behind. At least I could find. Unless it came out this way.
And to go repair my drone.
You are thirsty. All right. Okay. Didn't get too much. I was hoping we'd pick up some more ammo, but I don't think there was much in there. Yeah, that's right. That was actually pretty good timing too, because it's about 15 minutes to midnight here. So luckily we got the Horde Night done in time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise it could have gone past your bedtime. Do I? Oh, I probably put in the drone.
Oh, I see what he's doing.
Alright, speaking of, I wonder if I did have a drone go down as well, because I only see one with me right now. Might have gotten knocked out like yours did. All the commotion. Problem is, I don't know how I'm going to find it. Hopefully I didn't have anything good in there. Well, Mike, if you see a drone laying around, let me know. Besides the one that you had to repair.
Let's see. You were running around the structure a lot.
I was running around a number of different places, yeah. Because I was checking out, see if they were going in other locations.
Yep, found it.
Oh, cool. Where? Oh, actually, I could just find you in the map. Good job, Mike. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it probably got stuck and the zombies were beating up on it. Oh, did you repair it?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
You
Just
repaired it.
I didn't even get to repair it. It just got up on its own.
Oh, weird.
Well, I mean, it is glitched to begin with, so I guess maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Alright, let's sell some of this crap we've got to the trader, because we have so much of this we don't really need anymore. Alright, Mike, so what's your official review of that Horde Night, if you had to give one?
Honestly, I think it went pretty well. I mean, on the structure, we probably could have stayed there the whole time, but we noticed that if we did, they started spawning in that one area next to our
Yeah,
props
it's on
and
like
all
the
that,
side of the
probably?
house. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes things more difficult. But, of course, that's never really a horrible problem. So, yeah, I think overall wasn't too bad. I mean, we already knew that they were coming into this area over
Gratitude
here.
and safe travels, friend.
Looks like they were digging in the ground a little bit. Which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what prompted them to start digging at one point, but, you know, they do weird things from time to time.
Right.
You know, there's zombies that are unpredictable. I need to sell a little bit here. What can I get rid of? There we
Thank
go.
you, Survivor. Check back soon. Get new merchandise daily.
Oh, that's another perk tree completed. So what does that get me? Oh, he's selling some repair kits. Oh, he only has one.
Oh,
At
my
his space,
apologies.
the trader.
Check back again, and I may have what you're looking for.
That's funny.
Oh, that's right. I have to point the Magnum item to get the better deal. I always forget to do that.
Still love that. It's just like, oi, give me a better deal. I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Yeah. Too bad I always forget about it, though.
Come back tomorrow. We get new goods daily.
It is funny, though. How he's like, yeah, I'll take like 5% off the price. So he's like not that worried that you're actually going to shoot him.
Right.
I mean, if
Oh
he
my
was
god,
really
I'm getting an
concerned.
auger. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. That'll make digging a little bit easier.
Hey, there's a solar bank bundle, which the solar bank doesn't even work anymore, so I don't know what that could possibly be. Ammo crafting bundle
Maybe it does
and
work.
auto turn.
Yeah, I think it might actually work. I think you just can't buy them.
I'll get it, just to give it a try.
As long as you have like the stuff to put in it, I think it'll work.
Right?
Oh, they did drop a lot of food, I guess.
Oh, hell yeah, there's now an animation for the auger.
Did someone try to attack you while you're trying out your new tool?
Well, no, there's someone attacking me at the crater.
I guess the door was left open. Higher that, the traders finally had enough of you.
No, it's just a wandering horde.
They call them the Wanderers. Did you come all?
Yep, got them all.
Alright.
But yeah, the auger now shakes when you have it out. That used to not be a thing.
Oh, so fancy.
Yeah. Wondering if it still sounds like a gun whenever you use it. Well, kind of. It looks weirder when you
Right,
use
yeah.
it.
You going crazy with the grass here?
Yep. Just giving it, just trying it out.
Well, that looks amusing.
Oh yeah.
There's all this stuff in the game, but still power tools manage to captivate our attention.
Right. I do have to admit though, it seems to cut through the dirt slower than like the pickaxe, like not the pickaxe, but the shovel does. So I think it's kind of funny.
I could put the bridge up and down from so far away, apparently. So what do you think? It's about time we call it quits for the night? at this point, you think?
Oh, sure, if you want. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it seems like a good point to leave it off at.
I mean, I was just gonna play around with the auger otherwise.
No, I know.
That'll do. Okay, so yeah, thanks everyone for coming to the stream. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you. I'm excited for next time because now we have the auger to see how well it works with all the updates. It seems to me that it doesn't work as well as it used to, but I mean, it was mostly used for like mining a whole bunch of materials quickly, and that was what you were supposed to use it for mostly anyway, and like clearing caverns a lot faster. But honestly, it seems like, you know, with everything they've changed with it, the thing that's funniest about it most is it feels like that it takes longer to mine with it than it should.
Yeah, maybe it'll generate a screamer if you use it long enough too.
Right?
All right then,
But
and
yeah.
oh, go ahead, Mike.
Overall, I think that we'll just have to see how these power tools work now with all the updates and stuff, because it seems like they've tried to add animations to them and stuff. Because I remember back when Alpha 20.0 came out, like the reload animation for the auger didn't even exist. Like it was just like go off the screen and then it would like come back fully loaded with gas, and it was just like, oh well, that's boring. So it's good to know that they at least seem to have added that back. Else. Horde night went well, which is always a good sign. The only thing that we've noticed is that it really does seem like overall our structure still needs a little bit of work to keep them from spawning in the base, but I mean, it's not perfect. It's just like something that happens in the game.
Yeah, they managed to get him away with a little bit of grass. It just happens.
Yeah. I hope you guys look forward to the next one that we do, as always, because it's always a fun time when you're playing this game.
That's right. And everyone, I'd like to thank you for coming out to the stream. I hope you guys had fun. We'll be doing this again, and probably just kind of relaxing a little bit. We'll have to deal with the Horde at least for another week afterwards. And like I said, I'll probably try to figure out if I can stream Orphan at any point to finish that. And I don't know. I'll see if I can get back to streaming things a little bit more frequently. I haven't been doing it the last week or two very well, but I'll strive to improve. Bear with me, guys. Anyways, y'all take care of yourselves and have a good night. I should probably get back to the base rather than fix things up, because I don't want to leave off the game here. That'd be a bad idea. Get attacked by zombies while I'm trying to get out. Okay, there we go. All right,
I'll
then.
go ahead and just
Damage
exit
level
so
critical. Shutdown imminent.
get back there.
It's all good. See y'all next time, guys. Later.
Bye.